Strive for improvement. Time for the blueprint. Minds to elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. Only scratch the surface, know this calling is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up. Let's grow.
What is up, guys? Welcome. Oh man, Eddie, it's been a while, man. We get here to the studio and we had some dust on the mics. We had to dust them off real quick.
A little bit.
Guys, what's up? It's been a while. Thank you guys for tuning back in. We haven't done a podcast since we did Martha Vegas, which was about immigration. And before that, we took a little bit of time off as well. We just wanted to jump in. Okay, we really don't want to just throw content out there, guys, just to throw podcasts out there so you guys hear our voices. Remember, this stuff stays, in our portfolio of what we've done. And for someone that's new, that jumps in, we want them to get value through every episode. We don't want to just talk about things just to put out an episode, right? To have another number there. We have a million things going on. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love you. We hope you guys are doing well. We hope you guys are just, battling everything that's going on in a great way, looking at everything positive, because that's what we promote here. Solutions for problems. We don't dwell on our problems. We take care of them. We don't let our problems take over, right? We overpower them.
And having faith too, don't forget.
Having faith, big faith. That I did jump on a podcast, a buddy named Daniel. Right, it's called The Planter's View. Eddie, can you put that link down in the bottom? Yeah. So guys, if you want, you can scroll down to the description of wherever you're listening or watching this, and you can get where that is so you can listen to it. It talks about what we're doing in the industry. And then it also talks about how big faith is, which is huge in our world, and we're opening up, talking about it even more, just as the days go by, because it's growing, and you can't capsulize it. But yeah, so here we are, man. We've taken some time off. I had some things happen with my mom. That priorities shifted, which is doing good, so that's a blessing. But priorities shift, guys, when things happen. And then for me, it's just been a big journey of looking within and paying attention within what's going on, because we focus a lot on creating new opportunities. And then we also focus on the opportunities we have currently. But there's a lot more if you slow down and you pay attention to what's going on right now, right in front of you, present in the day, meaning like even to the person that is showing up at your doorstep to say hello. Like there's a reason why that person's there. And you got to be aware and paying attention at that moment. So a lot of things have shifted with the trucking company that we have called Plant Logistics. A lot of things have shifted there, which has been nothing but monumental. And it's going very well for the whole crew over there. Also, the nursery growers has now one customer, 100%. And we got our first check after a year and a half. Guys, it's been a year and a half for the nursery growers. We got our first check. We have 2 more contracts in the works, which these are detailed contracts. One is growing product for California, and then helping them grow product for California. And then another one is 60 acres here locally, to help somebody that does not have the time, that is slacking big time in some of these areas. Not that the product is off, but just the systems, the process, it's time to grow. It's time to level up.
Yeah. So, and just in case you guys are just tuning in now, this is your first time listening. The Nursery Growers is a business that was created to help nurseries grow. If you want to give them a little background of what the Nursery Growers do, just so they have a little better idea of what it is.
Yeah. What we do here, the podcast, guys, we also, the nurseries, what the base is called A's Ornamental. But the Nursery Growers was brought on as an idea because our buyers at A's Ornamental that supply the landscape companies and the garden centers that we service are having a lot of trouble and have been having a lot of trouble locating product that is up to par for our tier of client. So it's like, how can we fix this problem for the industry? They need doctors. They need access to this.
He's been in the business for over 25 years growing.
No, he's been a grower. He's been addicted to it for about 40 years.
Yeah, so you're not only getting a doctor, you're getting a gentleman that actually knows what's going on and how to take care of the product.
No, 100%. But it's going very well. Yeah. And we've been investing time into that. And then also just everything here at A's and everything we've been doing. The podcast has been something that mentally, it's like, all right, we have a bunch of things going on. Let's hold off for a second. We just want to show up and give you guys value, right? We don't want to show up and not give you guys value. But
and with that being said, also, if you're ready to come on the Plant Movement, we're ready to listen to you. And I'm pretty sure there's people out there that want to know what you guys do, because we are a community, we're a network, and we're trying to connect the industry. We want people to connect. You know, if you sell rocks, hey, we already had the gentleman that sells rocks. But if you sell a different type of rock that he doesn't sell, what's up? What do you guys have going on? We want to hear your voice.
We want you guys to come poured into the microphones. You know, you think of 2025, and the last episode we did in 2024, we talked about how we were going to go full throttle in advertising, right? And we were going to do things, which we did. We jumped into the Plant Finder book. We shout out to Plant Finder. You guys call Mr. Lee and let him know that we sent you. That episode was really good. We jumped in with all of our businesses on the Plant Finder booklet that hasn't been done, let's say, to that scale. We're the only podcast on there, the only trucking company in there. The only nursery grower doctor in there. So it's like, putting us at an advantage, right? And you try to think, how can I strategize to put myself at an advantage to stand out? The podcast is definitely a place that you want to be if you're searching for more opportunity.
Yeah, another way to reach. It's another reach.
A big way to reach.
It's another hook in the water.
Yeah, because think about who you are as a listener right now listening. The same style people are listening. Yeah. We have all different types of listeners all over the country. It's all industry.
It's our industry.
It's all industry niche based, guys. So the opportunities are massive and huge, and that's how we see it.
Yeah, no, we have people that, let's give this gentleman a shout out. What's his name?
Metas
Landscape.
Yes, sir.
He's one of our just one of our good customers, and
he's awesome.
He literally sits down with us, from time to time, and tells us every service that he's used.
Yeah,
he's
from
used
all the people on the podcast.
He's used Rapid Science. He's used the Rock Guy. And he says it's allowed him to find everything that he needs for his business.
Serious people.
Yeah. So it's
people
just
he can come
great method of networking. So if you provide a service that we haven't even touched, that we would love to listen to what you guys do.
Yeah, this industry, we've said it before. There's thousands of different niches, thousands of ways to climb the ladder and stand out. We look at and we think we have competition. Everybody's competition, guys. I think it's an evil way of looking at things. I think it's a closed-minded way of looking at things.
We're trying to grow together.
For me, collab, man. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for all the other nurseries that are out here growing what they're growing. 100%. And we all need each other at the end of the day. So we have this for the community.
And before I forget, the nursery growers, if you need to get compliant, if your nursery needs to be compliant, and if you need to grow a better product, you already know.
Or time saving. Time saving too. That's another thing that we've realized, that people that need time, that right there comes in huge, because you have somebody to hold accountable. So that's a big thing. But one of the things we wanted to talk about on this podcast, guys, which is the main thing we wanted to jump back on, is we bought a Kubota. We bought a Kubota from Florida Coast down here in Homestead. Shout out to Colin. And it's a small tractor, but Eddie and I were talking about investing, even though things aren't 100%.
It's funny because I was like, so you're just throwing money when things are tight. And Willie's like, he needs it for the business. He's not really thinking about it. He's like, this is what we need. And I was like, but Willie's throwing down so much money on this new property. It's like, so you're just throwing money even when things are tight. And he's like, bro, that's a perfect episode.
That's a perfect episode. Yeah, because you think about it, guys. I've had so many people reach out and ask, bro, how's everything going? I'm at the gym, guys that, we know each other now. They're like, hey, how's it going? Everybody's sketched out. Everybody's tripping out. And I understand. I get it. For
the economy itself.
You look at politics. You look at what's going on. There's tariffs. Everyone's tripping about tariffs. And it's too early to make moves. And you don't make those hold back moves when things get rocky. You have to stay focused on what you're doing. So I am focused in our niche on what we're supposed to be doing. We're listening to the business. We're not listening to any noise outside. Pretty much all the noise is shut off. I don't want to listen to the news. I don't want to listen to the radio. I don't want to listen and watch X and Twitter and all these other things, because it's all negative, guys. And at the end of the day, it puts you in a negative state where it doesn't matter what's going on over there. And I can vouch for it. It doesn't matter what's going on if you pay attention to what you need to be doing, not what you see some other guy doing. Okay? You yourself pay attention to your business, if you're a business owner. If you're an employee, what are you doing right now? Are you spending too much money here? Should you be going a little bit harder over there? Think about what you should be doing as who you are right now, and that is what you focus on. And if you focus on that, you're more prepared for tomorrow. Yeah. So now tomorrow you show up and you already climbed 6 more steps. Now tomorrow you're 6 steps higher. And that's what I saw. I went through this stage about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, where this stuff was consuming me. You know, where I had all the food you can have, all the bullets you can have. I get it. I get all that.
You're a prepper.
I get all that. I get all that. But it comes to a point, guys, that if you know that you're a leader and you know that you're supposed to be a business owner, you're supposed to create opportunities, you can't be in a negative place and be positive. It's very hard to do so. So the best way to do it is to cut it off, create your own reality, and forget about what's going on and forget about what everyone else is talking about. That's great, man. Go focus your energy over there. I'm going to focus on what I got in front of me, the next 5 steps. And that's what I'm going to do because we have people relying on what we're doing right now. So that's why also, you know.
Well, besides that, you are speaking this way because you are prepared regardless if you know it or not. You're not paying attention to the media right now, but you know exactly where you're at as a business. You've prepared long ago.
Bro, we've been, you know, you think about it. Everyone that's prepared for the past 3 to 5 years, they know what's up.
Listen to your business is what you should really take away from this. Yeah. Willie, as much as he's not a prepper right now, it's because he's already prepared.
Yeah,
you know, he has things in place. He's invested where he needs to invest. He has things to rely because, you know, it's
but even someone that doesn't have that right now, and you guys don't have that stability, you need to listen. You got to remember, money, guys, money's a tool. It's nothing else, okay? When you feel secure and you feel good is when you have X amount put away.
Yes.
Okay? It's all a mind game, okay? Because if you have assets, then you have it put away, guys. Yeah. You need to really understand. Like, a lot of us grow. We grow, but we don't realize that we grew. And we're still doing things that we did when we weren't where we are today. Right. And we need to understand who we have become. Right? I talked about refinement on this last episode. I think you should go listen to it. That right there is who you need to start walking like and paying attention. But when it comes to money, guys, it's a tool. So if something is needed that's going to benefit and create opportunities, even if it's not the best, let's say, move right now, but it will create like big opportunities in the near future, you have to let go of the funds and have that little safety net unsecure for a little bit. And you need to live like that, because living like that for me keeps you really pumped, right? And then it all depends what you do too, because as a plant nursery, you know, you have your nursery, you fill it up. If you're a nursery guy, you're a landscaper. But the landscaper is a little bit different. If you have a nursery, it's kind of calm, which is what I was explaining to Eddie. There's not much movement if you have a plant nursery, unless you're selling a bunch of different varieties, which would put you in a different, let's say, category than a normal nursery. Like, let's say we broker product, we source product, we deliver product, we spray product. We have a bunch of things going on, so there's always something exciting happening. Yeah. But the investment side of it is knowing that, one, it'll come back soon, or one, it will create opportunities for a better future. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the episode. Real quick, a word from our sister company, the sponsor that makes all of this happen, A's Ornamental Nursery. Man, when we started off, our mission was to make a difference, make an impact with the product. We definitely have done that, but we've kicked it up many notches, servicing landscapers that were tired of looking for product, garden centers tired of looking for product, tying it all up together, delivering it, locating it, delivering it, getting it done, saving so much time, giving you guys back your life is what we've really done. Find problems, create solutions, team up with great people, and build lifetime bonds through relationships that really make an impact. So with that being said, guys, reach out 305-216-5320. Ask for Daisy. Tell her you got a list. We'll get an estimate back to you within 48 hours, and let's start it. Now let's get back into the episode. Even if you don't know exactly what could happen, but if it makes sense and it feels good at that moment, you need to go off that play. True. Like let's say the property right now, I'll say it. We're going to sell less, I believe. We sold less 2024 than we did in 23. Okay? I am, just so you guys know, I am 2 years on half pay. And I want to say this, guys, because I want it to be real. I don't want to sit here and you guys, you know, I don't know what anyone thinks of me, and I really don't care, but I'm just explaining something to you, the reality, right? Everyone says that you got to win, and the ladder needs to climb. So that discourages all of us that don't have that graph on QuickBooks. You get me? And my reality graph is that the money coming in is not the same as last year. Right. And I'm proud to say that. And it's okay. But let me tell you what's up. The assets are way up. The assets are way up. So I understood that this was going to happen,
right,
because I knew we were going to slow down.
Right.
But then I know that buying a piece of real estate, which was $100K deposit, and then it ended up being a $500,000 deposit, I understand that that's $500,000 that I could have had in my pocket for a rainy day. But what is a rainy day? If the rainy day never comes, what'd you do with it? You didn't produce anything with it. We're young. You know, if you're young, you have to think of what you can do in a rapid pace. You got to move quickly. Okay, you gotta like, if you're called to like make it and move big, you gotta like move fast. You can't
take risks.
Yeah, you can't like play around too much and wait around. So by doing so, that's an asset that once it's filled up might have a value of 7 or 8 M's.
Right.
So when you look at that, it's like, what did we really make?
Yeah.
You know, everyone looks at cash flow as the only way to produce money, but it's not that. You also have values of things that can rise.
Yes.
You know, you can't look at the little things and let that stuff mess with you, because then you never have opportunities, guys, to do bigger things. And I'm using this as an example because it's stuff that we've talked about on podcasts before. There's a bunch of other things that I can use as examples as well, but I just want you guys to understand that by making that move, that at that moment was risky, that moment was scary. We had horrible sales that month. I've said this on the podcast. You know, our sales were down like 50, 60% that month. But that was the month that I said yes to go. You know, that's the month that God sent the opportunity, man.
Yeah.
And we took the funds and we went with it, you know. And then also, guys, as you go building assets, it becomes part of your portfolio. So then you can learn how to take against the asset to go buy a new asset, which is stuff that you hear people talk about in the real estate, all these gurus on social media. Don't listen to none of it, guys. Go get your own private person that you can speak with that is in your niche and what you're doing, that if you're in the industry, we can speak with you. And we're not financial advisors or nothing, but we know how to move the needle and make things happen. Right. You know, and we've done it, so we can speak on it, what makes sense and what doesn't.
Yes.
But as an industry, guys, the way I see things, I've seen a lot of people make a lot of quick moves based off of how things are currently, and you adjust so rapidly that you end up failing. The other day, the stock market was tanking, and it lasted 3 or 4 days, and then it rallied. You know, so everyone that pulled out lost crazy money. You know, and you know, stay put, calm down, breathe. You know, I know that a lot of people are suffering out there. I know that the phone doesn't ring, but what are you doing to make it ring? I also know it's spring now. So the people that have fire product that are prepared, guess what they're doing this year? Hitting home runs. Okay? Regardless of what's going on, they're going to figure it out. You got to be on that train. You got to be on the positive train. You got to be on, what do I do right now? Like literally, that is the biggest thing. What am I doing right now? Well, I have money put away. What can I do to create another opportunity?
Solid.
I don't know. I'm just really trying to think on what, you know, what we can tell them, Eddie. Yeah, no, because I really want them to take something.
And you going back into the tractor is like you're putting money into things that your company needs. You're listening to your business. Yeah. You know, like you were telling me outside, you could throw it into a little Ranger that you know that you buy for a few $100, but you're actually making an investment to things that you need, like you hook up the sprayer.
The tractor, yeah. We did a video. It's gonna come out on Instagram probably before this video drops, so it'll be out, guys. Go on Instagram, you can check it out on Ace. It's talking about this new tractor. It's 20 grand versus what we use to pull the carts, guys, is our old S10s, Corollas, things that are junk to someone else that we can buy for under $1,000. We buy that. It creates opportunities for our mechanics that are in-house, okay? So it keeps food on their plate, but also keeps costs down because these cars really don't break. Let's be real. They drive around the nursery, you know? They drive at 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
They don't break. If they break, the starters down the street at Joe's Auto Parts, that you guys local know where Mr. Joe is. So it's like, why would I go spend 20? It doesn't make sense to go have everything brand new. If you want that, cool, but I'd rather go buy real estate. I'd rather go put more plants on the ground. I'd rather go buy another truck to go sell, you know, do more deliveries for Plant Logistics. Exactly. I don't know. I'd rather do something better than having that pretty fleet. That doesn't really move anything for you. Yeah. If you don't, you know, depending on what you're at as a niche, guys. But for us, it doesn't make sense to have it. But this tractor is going to replace an older tractor that is gassed out. It's a Kubota as well, 25 years. These things they hold on tight, man, and they don't die. So this one, we've already split it a couple times. It's, you know, old clutch, you know, old school technology. Now we got something way better. It's going to run the sprayer so much better through PTO. And it's just going to be more efficient at the end of the day. 0 interest, $375 a month, 0 down.
You can't beat that.
So for $375, I don't have to deal with the tractor braking. You know? And the tractor's 20 grand versus what it used to be. It used to be, 10.
Yeah.
But that's the reality of where things are going. And you look at what's happening with the tariffs, right? I don't want to talk about it because it's still not 100% and it changes all the time. But one thing I do know is that things will go up a little bit. Any liners or tissue culture that we get in will go up. Pots might go up if you get it from China. If you get it from here in the United States, if they buy the plastic outside, that there'll be a tariff on that. I see it minimal for the nursery. As a nursery, I see it minimal. You'll have a little bit more cost on parts for tractors and cars and things like that if it's not, American made. But at the end of the day, guys, it's minimal. I don't see it affecting us as a nursery, or the nursery industry like that, unless you're building structures, that you're buying things from overseas and you're adding, new things. The tissue culture now, I did 300,000 Bostons, did 1 million Bostons. Now the tissue culture, the liner cost me 20 cents more. But at the end of the day, you click it up and that's it. And that's what it is. The consumer is going to pay more. And it is what it is. Literally, it is what it is. You cannot sleep. Don't have sleepless nights over it because there's nothing you can do. So what do? You adjust, just like when COVID. What happened with COVID? There was nothing available. We did a video talking about we'll pay you in gold, silver, frankincense, myrrh, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, because we had no pots.
Yeah.
So I'll do whatever I got to do to get the pots. Mm-hmm. So we've already been there, done that. And that shift was massive for the industry. And everything climbed. Everything climbed between 20 and 100%.
Yeah.
Everything. And it is what it is. The industry, we balanced ourselves back out. We figured it out. Everything went up, but everything went up. The good thing with the tariffs, though, is that if they do implement this, and they're all going to implement it, hopefully they can implement the tax break for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? So if that happens, then it'll balance itself out. And let's see what happens, right? At the end of the day, guys, you got to understand something. Stay in your lane. You cannot control what is going to happen. So all you can do is control the next 5 steps that you can deal with right now, all right? And grow as a human, all right? Grow as a person. For me, I get closer to God. I just want to spend more time and pay attention because, you think about it, if you're a leader listening, you're someone that you have people under you. Even if you're a manager listening, you have a position, man, that you have to show up. And you got to play the part, so you have to grow as an individual to be able to perform and to be able to walk a certain way. Become that version 2.0 of yourself. That, you've been on the sideline, man. Should I invest over here? Should I do this? Should I do that? What are you waiting for? Failure is something that is very attractive nowadays. The nursery growers, why we got our first check 1.5 years in? Because we failed for 1.5 years. Not because we failed because it didn't work. No, because we were learning on what was going to work and how to do it. Our brainstorming time, the conversations changed into many different things. But it's you're finding what works and then you apply it and then you see it doesn't work. So it's like, all right, that's not going to work. And then you grow as a human. Now your pitch is different. Now everything might be different.
Yeah, it's failing 1,000 times to get that one.
Yeah, I want you to understand that that's what it is. You should be in love with failure and know that when you're in that state, that it's for you to stretch and grow from. And you either fail or you grow. You learn or you lose. And that's really what it is. And I want to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can. That's why if we trip and we fall, cool, let's stand back up. Let's put knee pads on, bro, whatever we got to do. I'm being 100% real and honest with you guys because you need to see further than just today. You need to be able to look a year ahead, 6 months ahead. The world's not going to finish. Nothing. If it does, guys, then it does. It's over. But that's not the reality. I don't think that's the real reality. The real reality is tomorrow you're going to wake up, and if you didn't do the things that you needed to do today, tomorrow you're behind. Good thing is that tomorrow you can wake up and you can do the 6 things or the 5 things you need to do to be prepared for the following day.
Yeah, and it's funny because, you're talking about investing, and the thing with the nursery growers is that a lot of people are afraid to invest into their business. Meaning, like, a lot of people that we've tried to, target.
No, but
people that are afraid to invest.
It's different. No, I think the biggest thing,
growers is an investment into their business.
It's a 100% investment, but for me, I see it as something new that how are you gonna have somebody else take care of your stuff? Yeah. You get me? Just like how was I gonna let somebody answer my phone? Yeah. You know, no, I'm answering my phone. No one's gonna do it better than me. Yeah. It's that same concept.
Yeah, but we have proven results.
We have
especially here
results.
At Eddie's Ornamental Nursery.
We have way proven results, and I know that it's gonna get better as time goes on. And I can't wait to continue to help as many people as possible. So, man, I hope we were able to talk about something. This was supposed to be 15 minutes.
Or flip a light switch.
Yeah, we're gonna go load. We're gonna go right now film some big films that we're gonna be shipping off, and I want to go make sure we get that for A's. Guys, if you are on social media, all right, and you follow us on A's Ornamental Nursery. That's where the most active. We're not super active on the Plant Movement Podcast at the moment, but you can jump on there as well and follow us if you do not currently do. And if, you know, whatever you need, we're here for you guys. We love you guys. We love the industry. We're called to do big things, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And the best part is that any of you guys can be a part of it as well. So we love you guys. Let us know if you want to jump on the podcast. Let us know if we can be here to be that extra hand.
So what's the key takeaway?
Invest, baby. Don't be scared. No, for real. Listen to what you got to do. And if investing is part of it and it makes sense, don't be scared to do so. Don't be scared to lose money. It's part of the process. If you lose 1,000 today, you can make 100 tomorrow. But you got to lose 1,000 first.
And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
I think that's very valuable because a lot of people don't know where to look. And there's a lot of people like Willie. I mean, we even offer consulting. I mean, whatever you guys need, especially if you're just starting or you're just very confused into what's the next step, you know, especially if you're at a certain point in your business and you don't see any growth. There's people that you could actually talk to. And I don't know if that's something that a lot of people don't even realize these days because a lot of business fails because they don't know. They don't know. Yeah. So.
No, and it's true too. You're at 700,000. Yeah. How do you get to 1? How do you get to 2? How do you get to 5? How do you do this?
Yeah.
When you have a coach that can help you, it becomes very big.
Yeah.
Because they help you see the future.
Exactly.
So it's fire. Yeah. Guys, we love you. God bless you. Stay safe.
Strive for improvement. Let's go. Time for the blueprint. Minds to elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. Only scratch the surface, know this call is deep. Nobody gonna outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up. Let's grow.